Greetings, greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Fire Emblem Binding Blade Let's Play. Just to let you know, Olivia won't be joining me for this part because she's got a lot of schoolwork to do, and that comes first. So it's just me this time. Sorry about that. Hopefully she'll be with us for the next part onwards, but I don't know when she'll have the time to do it again. Maybe she has to prioritize her work first and foremost. And I imagine some of you in the comments are going, aww. Nevertheless, so it's just me for now. Nevertheless, we are now on to Chapter 8X, the first sub-chapter of the game, where we get the sacred weapon, Durandal. The sub-chapters in this game are a case of, in each one, you get one of the sacred weapons needed to reach the true ending of the game. If you don't collect all the sacred weapons, you get to the field and then it ends there. In this you have to unlock all the sub-chapters, get the weapons in order to see the proper true end of the game. To get sub-chapters, the game doesn't tell you what to do. Like, for this one, all you had to do is keep Lilina alive, which is pretty easy. Other ones, just like, beat the chapters within a certain amount of turns. That's usually how it goes. Or, keep another character alive. The game won't tell you this, but a quick wiki search you can find out how to do it. And generally, they're not that difficult to achieve. Generally. So anyway, in this chapter, it's a pretty straightforward chapter. The map layout's pretty, simple. The only thing really to mention is that there's lava panels where if you stand on them, at certain points, lava will erupt from certain panels and do 10 damage to you. It can be dangerous, but you can also use it to your advantage. Stand by the panel, wait for the enemy to come to you, then hopefully they can get hit by it. But that's just, if you want to do that. The main purpose of this chapter, though, and a lot of sub-chapters I've noticed, is it's a really good chapter to train under-leveled units. Most of the enemies you face aren't very difficult for the point in which, you face them. Like, even in this chapter, the enemies aren't that hard, minus the boss, who we'll get into later. But, this chapter, I'm focusing just on training Lilina and training Wendy, since they're significantly under-leveled at this point. And sorry if I, have a couple of pauses, just again, I'm just doing this by myself, so I've got to try and keep this going as much as possible. And when you get the sacred weapons, usually you can't use them straight away because you've got to be A rank and stuff, and even then, don't use them until the end of the game because that's when you need them most. They all have 20 ammo, so don't waste using them. Durandal the Blazing Blade. I'm sure it's the Blazing Sword. My dad used it, yet for some reason it's in here. I don't know why Ellie would put it back there, but oh well. I guess he didn't. I guess he just yeah, I'm not going to be using the next game, might as well just get rid of it. On a slightly off-topic thing, I've been noticing a lot of feedback on how the Let's Plays are going. You may have noticed now I've got a new thumbnail because the other ones were a bit cluttered and stuff, so I'm just going to stick to a more simple format so that people know what's going on. Second thing is that I'm now doing the videos in parts rather than one big, a single playthrough per episode, because especially now the chapters are starting to get long, and again, a lot of Let's Plays 20-30 minutes max, so unless the chapter's slightly over 30 minutes, I'm going to break them up. Even with this one, it's 40 minutes long, so I'll break it up into two halves, and then, you're watching the first half now. But also, another thing I'd like your guys' opinion on is, the channel name, because it was something I received some criticism for the moment I announced it, and now people have been, use the skill book, increase Wendy's skill. I felt she needed it. Again, I use the things to help balance out units rather than just make them uber. That's how I like to use them. But as I was saying, the channel name BLAZEPLAYS. I mean, it sounded good to me, but obviously a lot of people say it sounds like something a kid would name their Minecraft Let's Play channel. Which, okay, fair enough. I don't want it to be associated with that. So, if you guys could suggest any, good names that I could give the channel to make it just better, that'd be great. Keeping in mind still, I want it to be something along the lines of how say Pro Jared's main channel is Pro Jared, but his BLAZEPLAYS channel is Pro Jared Plays, or Some Call Me Johnny, it's SGB likes to play. Something still along the lines of that, Blazing Night Plays or Blazing Gaming, something along the lines of that. That's what I'd like to stick with to the theme with. So any feedback would be just wonderful. Yeah, this chapter's pretty easy, though the boss, Jesus Christ, the boss. Very, very difficult boss, especially for the point in the game in which you're at. Because, God, he's a hero class, and he's good level, he'll double your people easily, so, it's recommended you take either a pre-promoted unit, or Rutger to this fight. I didn't take either, and I'm gonna feel the end. I'm gonna regret it. Oh boy. So, yeah, 2 damage. Being, you know, she's a knight after all, she has to take the hits. One thing I've noticed, you noticed just then, Wendy, throughout this entire playthrough, has been really good at dodging. Like, really good. Like, you know, the majority of, like, hits that are, like, I'd say around 60% and lower, she can dodge them a good chunk of the time. Not all the time, but rather effectively, I must say. I don't know if I'm just getting really lucky or the fact that one of her best stats while she's been leveling up has been luck, so that might have something to do with it. But, yeah, she's just been really good in terms of dodging. So now we're just moving about. Yeah, again, I've got to soften up these people. But Shana is no problem. Pegasus Knights absolutely destroy mages, unless they have air caliber. And they catch you by surprise. Fucking hell. Arcadia. Yeah, sorry, looking at this, like, this damage output is terrible. But, yeah, we're gonna need those levels. Thankfully, a lot of enemies here have low resistance, so Lilina just goes to town on them. Oh, come on! Wow, this game's RNG. Oh, I experienced this today, recording chapter 17A. Oh god, the game just had a massive fuck you to me with the RNG. I was just like, are you serious, game? Oh, seriously though. Binding Blade. I know it's the same as Blazing Swords RNG, so, you know, it can vary, because some people have said Blazing Swords RNG for them it sucks, but again, I've never once had a problem with Blazing Sword. I always have problems with this fucking game. When it comes to the RNG, I guess it just hates me. I guess, you know, putting it on last place in the free-for-all hurt it. No, I hurt it bad. And I'm sorry. Still kind of sad that Alan's not going to continue with us, but again, it's just he really didn't level up that well. By the time we got to like chapter 14, he was just, and Lance was just a million times better. Yeah, I always stand, but like, I always like to let the enemy, if possible, walk into the panels so that, you know, they can just get killed. Makes things easier. Okay, let's see how she does. One dodge. And a second one. See what I mean? She can dodge real easily. Like, goddamn. Fuck your steel sword. Nice level up too. I think either I'm getting RNG blessed or maybe just her growth rates, her more balanced growth rates are benefiting her. But goddamn. And, oh, love me some Sue. So yeah, I don't know if the pattern for these things is set or whether it's random. All I know is, you know, they won't always, like, standing on one doesn't guarantee that you... Oh shit, Albert. Oh boy, yeah, best not to attack. But, yeah, standing on one doesn't guarantee it's going to come up and kill you. It just means that, you know, if it does come up, it will hurt you. Again, I don't know if it's set, like, at a specific time they're always going to go up. But, point being, don't stand on them, if possible. I mean, sometimes you have to bite the bullet and, you know, being really ballsy. At the very least, you know, he wouldn't have killed me any other low hit, so, you know. That at the very least made things easier. Nice. Oh man. I hope if they do remake this game, they'll work on the level design so that those lower moving classes aren't so useless. That's a big problem. It's not the fact that knights, it's not just that the knights in this game are bad stat-wise, but because the game is so fucking big with the chapters, their movement really hurts them. You know, so hopefully, I hope they condense down some of the other chapters in the game, make them a little bit smaller. But that's if, you know, that's if they remake this game, which I hope they do. I just pray Shadows of Valencia will be successful and tell Nintendo, hey, you know, we like the old Fire Emblem games, we'll play them. Now hurry up and port them. Fucking, for fuck's sake. There is more to Fire Emblem than simply waifus and being an avatar. We can deal without it, I hope. It's funny seeing Roy being useful now, because it's at the point in the game where Roy's level 20 and he's literally just sitting there doing nothing. Ugh. Yeah. I can't believe you go like a good 5 or 6 chapters and Roy's just kind of standing there. Like a moron. Like a giant wall so they can't get through. Yeah, I don't think anyone needs healing right now. So let's see what the enemy does. I reckon they'll hand axe Wendy. No, I'm going for Roy. Ow. Again, so sorry for the long pauses. I'm just trying to think of stuff to say. Because again, this chapter's kind of basic. There's not much to it aside from the fact that, you know, lava. That's all I could say. Lava panels. Still got a tiny bit of a cold, but only a tiny bit. I'll cough occasionally. Alright. Oh, come. Well, to be fair, 79. At least they both missed. Well, yeah, at least both. He missed as well. Iron Sword away. I still find the sword animation weird. It still feels like they're just slapping them, really. Oh yeah, I forgot to use... I remember throughout this entire chapter, I forget to use the angelic robe on, Lilina. I don't use it until the next chapter. I just completely forgot, because she needs HP, help with her HP. And that's a free kill for her. So now we're just going to start moving back and rejoin with the others. In this case, I just, you know, use rescue. Because, god damn it, knights can barely move. Ah, boy, Roy. Actually, at this point in the game, Roy's was actually pretty good. A good front runner for the team, especially because there's a lot of actions in the next chapter. So Roy was really good at this point. It's just that afterwards, you know, useless. And Sue, being bad as she is. Actually, we're going to get another Nomad the next chapter. One who statistically is better. But, yeah. He is better. I prefer Sue overall. That's more for her character, though. Not how she is as a unit. But either way, I recommend using, like, if you got in this game, if possible, use both Nomads. You don't just use one, go with Shin, the other one, but, yo, I really recommend using both. Classic Fire Emblem trope. Guy's at 100% HP. Let's crit him, because, you know, why not? Because overkill. This happens so much in Fire Emblem games. Especially with me, like, enemies on 1 health, I just need a normal hit. It's like, nah, let's crit them. Let's really, really rub it in how dire their situation is. Yeah, I don't see the point of healing Roy at 23 health. Oh man, this chapter actually, getting to the boss was easy. Fighting him took me like a good 20 minutes, because, guys, he's really fucking difficult. And it's mainly to do with his class, which I should talk about now. Okay, so hero class, upgraded version of the mercenary class. I said this in my first list, top 10 Fire Emblem classes. Objectively speaking, like stats and all that stuff, I think heroes are the best class in the game, mainly because they're so well-rounded. You know, they've got great attack, good speed, good skill, not decent defense, and their resistance isn't that shabby either. They can cover just about any situation. They can deal with pretty much any class. They're not susceptible to those class killer weapons. They're absolutely fantastic. So while mercenaries are good, heroes are something else. They are cream of the crop when it comes to Fire Emblem, in my opinion. You know, some classes are better for certain situations, but overall, heroes will just decimate the game. Get a hero on your team, you've pretty much won. That's why Ike in Path of Radiance, because his class is a mercenary, but then it comes a Lord, but his stats, they're all built around being a mercenary and a hero. That's why he can essentially solo that game, because the mercenary class can just... They're so independent, they can survive just about anything. Again, if you want to fight, if there's any class out there that you need to fight, mercenaries can fight them just fine. I mean, I don't know if they are technically the best, but based on what I've seen, all the stats and stuff, and how, yeah, they're pretty much are the best. So, I say if there's ever a mercenary in Fire Emblem, don't pass them up, because you can turn them into a hero. A literal hero. Jesus, that was close. Roy's like, oh, Jesus. Once again, they are no match for Sue. No one is a match for Sue in this game. But she did do a wonderful job of softening that Archer up, make it easy for Wendy. Gwendolyn. I'm just going to keep calling her Wendy, it makes it easier. Again, you see it so much when you're playing the game, it's second nature to you. And now Wendy's like, oh fuck, this fire. This armor does not do well with fire. My resistance is evidence of that. Yeah, if anything, she has a good chance of hitting units most of the time. I'm not talking about just in this chapter, I'm saying overall. That's probably to do with the fact that I gave her a skill book. Roy always seems to be able to do a lot of damage, but never finish them off. Most of the time. Also, a lot of the enemies in this game, especially the bit when we go down from here to like the bottom to the bottom left, they do the whole thing I said where they won't move an inch until you are directly in front of them. And because I completely forgot about that, I would like slowly get into their line of fire, but they wouldn't move. I was like, aren't you guys going to attack me? They're like, nah, we're just going to stand here. Which is weird, because I'm so used to the enemies actively going after you the moment that you're in their range. Best way to be honest, that's the best way to lure them out. Get in their range, equip a weapon you know can be good against them, and just, you know, let it be. Oh yeah, this guy doesn't survive because the fire comes up and kills him. Which is a shame, because I was going to let Wendy take him, but, you know, the fire wasn't having it. It's like, no, my kill. I'm going to kill someone in this chapter. See what I mean? It does 10 damage, if I believe, and, yeah, he's dead. Yeah, if you get hit by an environmental hazard in this game, and you've got lower than thingy HP, you will die. I don't know how... I remember in Fate that didn't happen if you got hit by, like, a projectile or environmental damage. Even on the lowest HP, you'd be down to 1, but you would not die. That's what I remember. I don't know when whether they introduced that in just the 3DS era or they did it in Tellius, but I'm pretty sure in the GBA era, if you're hit by environmental hazard and your HP drops below 0, you know, your HP is not enough, you will die. Yeah, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty confident. Then again, who am I to talk? I get things wrong quite often. So yeah, most of this chapter is just, you know, let the enemies come to you, pick them off. Because again, I just want to train up my units. To be fair, this is a great chapter to train, alright, not every unit you got recruited, but the new mercenary, Wendy, and Lena. Most people will pick Lelina because out of the three, I wouldn't say she's the best because technically out of Lou and Lelina is actually worse because even though she hits like a monster, her speed growth, because her growth rates are so, like, wishy-washy. Like, some are really good, some are really bad. Let's see if she can land this. Nice. And let's see what she gets level up-wise. I can't remember. Wendy seems to be that person that... Again, her HP and luck tend to be doing the... stat-wise, the ones... From what I've noticed, when she's leveling up, she tends to do best in HP, luck, and defense. You know, from this playthrough. She's getting a lot of level ups, and especially luck. She's getting a lot of really good luck level ups. But out of Lou and Lena, even though Lena hits really hard, the rest of her stats are very unevenly distributed, and again, her defense is fucking terrible. Her speed can be like, her growth rate for speed is bad, so often she won't be that fast. Lou is overall more consistent and therefore overall better. I mean, I prefer using Alina just for the raw power, but you know, she crits like that as well. But when you break it down, Lou is better, especially on hard mode where you really can't deal with like low speed units. Like if you're on a hard mode, if you go on hard mode, use the pre-promotes, use the fast units, for the love of God. Don't try and train up people who are under level. Just go for the people who are strong. I love flying units. They can just pass over anything. I think it's this point where the enemies remain stationary. I can't remember, but I'm pretty confident. Ah, look at that. Level up. Magic speed luck. Again, the Koreans also be getting high growth and luck, but I think her luck growth is high enough to begin with though. Can't remember. I think it is. Yeah, doesn't move at all. Yeah, these enemies, they don't move. You have to come to them. that poor mage is like, oh God, help me! Again, I was under the impression they wouldn't move, but no. Oh, those move, but the rest of them don't. Oh, this guy is so dead. Lance, you are something else, I'll tell you that much. Also, he's not getting much experience points. I think he's quite high leveled for this point in the game. Well, yeah, this point. I think Alan only hits him once. Nope, double time. Yeah, only 2. To be fair though, again, buying blades, level ups can either be really good, really bad. That's just kind of how it goes.